Guys, it's me, Karen, and I've come to do part 3 in the Flower Fairies coloring book. We're working on this picture here. Told you in the last video that I would finish up the grass, and I kind of have finished it in a way. I've got all the pencils sitting on my desk still. We were using the Lightfast Derwent pencils, and I still haven't figured out the background of this yet, but I am going to darken some of this area here, so I thought I would go ahead and get some of that going here. I'm going to do it with some distress ink here. I've got that shade of Broken China, which is a light blue. I have Faded Jeans. I think I have a Stormy Sky. I've got to find that one. Click, click, click. I'm sorry about that noise, but that Stormy Sky's there. It looks lighter though, for some reason. And that one is green one, so I don't know. Maybe we'll pull in some of that too. We're going to test these. I've got paper out here somewhere. If I don't have this one. Okay. Now I know what this color is, so that's that color. Don't have to worry about that one. Want to test these. I think this one is going to be a little too, well, it's dark, but try this one. Well, Jiminy Crickets. I think the Faded Jeans here is going to be our best bet for darker color. Got the Faded Jean, right? I want to make sure it's the right color. And what I'm going to do is, I think I have one here, yeah. I tested out the size I wanted on the moon/sun, whichever one it's going to be here. And I'm just going to cut that out kind of roughly. I'm not being too perfect here. Okay, so is that about the same size? It should be about the same size. Okay. What we're going to do is darken the area around our orb. Start calling it the orb because I haven't figured out what I want to do with it yet. So I'm going to ink up this pad. Make sure it's going to be dark. Okay. I don't use this color much, so get that to the edge. We're going to touch that and then get some of that ink down here. I think that should be a little rounder. I'm going to turn that there. There. Okay, it's getting a little nice and dark there. Going to bring it right down into the green area here. Get that back up here. And on this side. Ooh. Nice and dark there. Okay. Pull it on in here. the side, down this side, kind of into the green areas that we have going on. Make sure it looks round up there. Okay. I'm going to see if the water will splatter on this page. I know the water will go on the page, but I don't know if we're going to get a splattered effect or not. You can get some, yeah. Oh, that'll be good. Kind of get it out of those flowers a little bit. We're going to do the flowers kind of in a purple color, so it's not going to make that much of a difference. But that looks kind of good. And it darkened it enough so that we can have a moon color. So I'm going to let this dry, and then I'm going to ink it again and do the same thing with the water. So I'm going to make these corners and across here really dark like this. And if I need to, I have some black soot I can bring in and make it even darker, because I want it to be a moon, not a sun. I'm having a very hard time trying to color the page if it doesn't have the dark background that I want. So this down here is going to be kind of brown, so I can bring in, that ink might bleed through. But that is ink, it's not watercolor, so keep that in mind. What color do I want down here on the bottom? Ooh, definitely not that yellow. I have the scattered straw, which would be a nice color down there. Do I have the scattered straw? See if this has got any ink on it. Nope. Okay, we're going to use this one. And we're just going to kind of put it in down here. Okay, then we have our dirt, or whatever you want to call it, down in this area. We're also going to use the little stamp I have just to put, it'll even show up on here, I don't know. Got some little like pebble area down in here. So we'll just put a couple of those. You can darken it up by putting it in a brown instead of the scattered straw, so we will figure that out. Let's see how dark that gets. Ooh, what do we have? Walnut stain here? Yeah. Don't want to do walnut stain. It's going to be too dark. Can wipe it off a few times. Then you can get a nice little look going through there. Okay. All right, so that'll work there. And like I said, I'm going to let this completely dry and then do another coat. It really has to be dry is the thing. It might be dry enough. And like I said, I know you've been wondering about the bleed through, because I sprayed it with water. The ink kind of came through a little bit, but there is no watercolor that came through. The paper is a little bumpy, but like I said, I don't mind that. In fact, I kind of like it. So we are going to go back in with our faded jeans here and darken this up a little bit more. Oh, I got that a little blue. Maybe we'll make this one a little blue too. Kind of get them all the same. Okay, put a little of that down in there too. All right, we're going to do the same thing and splatter that up a little bit. You can see that. Put the water down on it and wipe it up. So we're going to spray it here. Give it a few seconds and wipe it up again. There we go. Oh, maybe the place I don't like it is right there. So I may ink it a little more there, but I like the darkness that I'm getting there now. Okay, then I'm going to just pause it here, and when we come back, I'll see if it needs a little bit of black around there. We're going to do a little shading inside of our now going to be moon, and then we will do the flowers. So I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, it's all dry, and what I'm going to do here is the moon area, and we're going to try to get it to kind of look like the moon. So I have a Google page up on a moon. So I'm going to kind of put some, patchy dark areas in here. Leave the rim white, maybe a light or blue on the inside. So we're going to go in with a couple of blues in the ink. We're going to start off with the dark color that we used already. I'm going to bring in this piece of paper, use these little tiny tool, get some ink on it, and we're going to put in, say a dark spot here. And kind of going up this way a little bit. Something like that. Let's see. Get in some of the lighter blue. Something like that. I don't think I need the stormy skies, so we'll leave that one out. And we'll bring in the big one. Get much of that dark color out of there. This is as much as I clean my ink pads, by the way. I want to get it quite light so I can get a little bit of that broken china on here and make it a lighter color blue. And we're just going to touch it in there. I would pull some of that out in here too. Just dab it around. There. Okay. We're going to bring a tiny bit of water in on that also, just in the moon here, because it's really a blotchy coloration here. And there we go. Looks moonish. It's got a nice glow going around it. I still have water on the paper. Let's give it a dry. All right. We'll let that dry while we're working on the down here area. I have to move some stuff here. Well, I got to put it on video, I guess. I do have to give a shout out to somebody as a thank you. I received these beautiful little books in the mail yesterday. I want to put it on a wet page, it's not too wet. So we have Cicely Mary, it's either Barker or it's got to be Barker. I got ink on me. How did I manage to get red ink on me? Literally. I didn't touch anything red on my desk. Anyway, they're her autumn, her spring, her winter, and her summer little books. And I call them little because they are little. So in these books, you have some of her beautiful artwork in here. All of these are poems. So this page is not colored, but it's the only one in the book that isn't. So you have the Berry Queen and the Song of the Mountain Ash Fairy. I mean, it's gorgeous. So you can see the artwork in here and the poems that go with the pictures. Great inspiration, and I do love all the poems. There was not a card or anything in the package, so I don't know who sent it. So I do want to say thank you so much. Beautiful illustrations, and I love all the Song of the Dogwood. I mean, these are really cool. So I really appreciate it. So thank you so much for sending these. If you guys want to see a flip through of each one of them, leave a comment down below and I'll go through them in another video. We're going to work on the leaves down here to get them a nice darker unsand color. So what did I do with my greens? Are hiding. Okay. And some of these I might want to go through and darken up so they don't have that variegated white and blue look because I put blue ink on them. Okay. Grass green, green, pine, foliage. That's the one I wanted. So we're going to put foliage on these first. and completely cover them in that, because that is kind of the closest to the base color of all of this that I could find. I'll just do a couple of them. Because we have to get up to our flowers too. Okay, that'll do for right now. Then we're going to bring in, olive earth. I'm going to darken a little bit. I know I have a different green in here. Here we go, seaweed. Okay. Some of these leaves I'm not exactly sure where they go or come from, so we're just going to color them like they're a little bush. Okay, that was the seaweed, olive earth, and then we can just go back in with the foliage and brighten anything up or blend it. So that's how I'll do all those. This one over here that got a little green or blue, we're just going to add the same colors and it'll just have a little more variation in it. Which is nice too. We'll just put seaweed down here. It's a color. And in here, we'll do the same thing. Just add the seaweed. Olive earth. And then the foliage. All right. We'll do that on all the leaves. I mean, they'll all look a little different because of the tones that are behind them. And that's the foliage. The olive earth. And the seaweed. Excuse me, even going up here. Just do it the opposite. This is the seaweed. Olive earth. And the foliage. Okay, so we'll put away the green ones for right now, and we're going to do the flowers up here. And I have the purples that I used, a purple and a violet. So we're going to start off with those colors in the flowers. So trying to figure out if I put a blue in there or not. I probably should. Let's see. And we'll start on the tops maybe. This one looks so not blue. It's the violet bluer. Oh, that's okay. That color's good. Let's see what this one looks like. This is the purple that I'm using. And then with that blue that's up there, that's pretty good. I'm going to do a lot of posca on this, or white. Those two look good together. I got to turn the book. So I got to get rid of this piece of paper that did not mean to throw it on the floor. But it fell. So we're going to turn this a little bit so I can see what I'm doing. Still using, well, now I changed it. Guess I grabbed the violet. I'm going to put a little of that in around the edge. Okay, back with the purple. Bring in a little lighter purple here. Let's see if heather will work. Yeah, that'll work. Back in with the violet. These are the weirdest flowers. Don't know how to color them. So I'm just kind of making it dark at one end. And there's a reason I made it dark on the tips, on the outside. But this little petal thing is getting to me. What I'm going to do with that, I might as well open this one if I can. It's a posca pen. I need to open it and trying to find a pair of scissors on my desk. Not gonna happen. Do have a pair of fingernail clippers, so I'll use that. Well, I'll attempt to use that. There we go. To be careful with plastic around my house. My cat likes to eat it. It's not good for him. Really not good for him. I'm going to shake that up. There we go. And I'll need something to start it on, and then I can show you what I'm going to do with the flower. I guess I could pause the camera while I'm doing this. Sometimes it takes a long time to get the posca pen to work. You have to bring down the paint into the tip. There we go. Okay, we're going to take this up into the tip area and bring it down. Okay, so we'll be going around the whole flower like that. And then if you think it has a little too much of a color, you just come in and knock it down a little bit with one of the colors you used in the petal. But we want to get some of that moonlight over here. So I will be pulling that in like that. I'll be doing that on all the flowers. I was going to show you what I was going to do on her wings. I got to get a very little pink cheek too. Do I have a pink? That looks like pink instead of red. Do I have it out on my... I have salmon. Want a pink. I've got light purples. I'm not seeing a light pink. Could be out on my desk, or I just don't have one. I didn't want to go dark, but I want to give her a little bit of a pink in her cheek here. And that's pretty dark. Hold on, let me look for pink. Okay, I just took the Prisma pink here. Just put a little pink all over her. She's a youngin'. She could have pink on her skin. Got a little green on her there. Now on her wings, we are going to take the posca here, going to add a little up there. We're also going to take a line on the end here and pull it up. What I'm doing is putting it down, putting some lines down, and in my head I'm going to count, because it's wet, but I don't want it too smeary, so we count to about 5, and then I can put my hand down and pull it out a little bit so it just blends but doesn't smear too much. If you did it right away, you'd have that big line and then no line on the other end. There we go. Whoops, got that going the wrong way. Okay, then we're going to put little tiny dots. So they kind of look like sparkles without putting any sparkles on the page. Okay. You just work on it until you like the amount of little dots you have. We're going to put a little of those down here on our skirt too. Oh, sorry, you can't even see that. Try to remember to lift up the pen, not draw a line. Okay. That kind of makes her stand out a little bit more. Put a little dot in her eye. And if we can get the pen to work again, one little dot. There we go. And we can put some dots in the little snail over here. Same way. Okay. Like I said, if you don't like what you did, just take a pencil and go over it a little bit. Like I went out the lines here a little bit, and we can just knock that back tiny bit with the brown. Just very lightly go over it. Still there, but not so white. Okay, and if you want to, you can do the same thing on her skirt or her wings. Just knock it back with a little bit of green on the top. Or a little bit of the, if you can find it. No, don't want ruby earth. I want the it's on my desk somewhere. Don't I say that a lot? It's got a red tip on it. Deep rose. There we go. So you can darken those up a little bit with the deep rose. And it just gives it a softer look. And the same for up here in the wings. Just want to tone some of those down a little bit. They aren't as stark white. The tips over here, you'll have to do in a little green. And there we go. Okay, so we're just going to go ahead and do the rest of these leafy guys. See if we have a deeper purple. This is Nightshade. I kind of like that a little better. I just bring the white in on that one. that better. Maybe I'll redo that one in that color. Let's see, get rid of that one there. That's a leaf, so these remind me of that little purple flowers that come on like the clover around here that we would pick as little kids. I like that. Okay, foliage here. Do these leaves. Just to get color on them. I know I have to come back with the other two colors, but there we go. This one we'll do in purple down here. Sorry, nightshade. This one. And then this big one here. Not sure if that should be green as leaves or what, but I'm going to make them purple. I'm going to sharpen this white a little bit. It's a little fat for that area. Okay. I'm going to turn the book and we're going to check out this flower here and see if we can't throw a little of this nightshade in here. There we go. That'll work out. And then we'll finish the white on here too. So that's going to take me some time to do, but that's how the flowers are going to be done. So white on the edge and then go back in with the color and knock down some of these, and I might even put some back, but I want the moon kind of reflecting on those. The white is okay on here, but I may add even just a little line there just to brighten that up a little bit. And on the tips here. So when I get back, I'll have the flowers done, the big ones just like this. If there's any left like this, I'll get those finished, and I'll finish off these leaves, and then I'll show you how I'm gonna finish off the page. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, we're back. We got all the flowers done. I didn't do the green ones here because I am going to change this flower here. Now on these flowers, they had more of these little petal things. So they kind of look more like of a hydrangea top. If you know the plant hydrangeas, where they pop and they just have a whole bunch of, excuse my hands, petals, little flowers on them. And these two turned out really nice. So I'm going to erase this one and attempt to do the same thing. Now, it will not take out all the color because there's a lot of different colors in here, and I did put violet, which is a base that'll come out kind of pinker than the other flowers, but I'm going to try to get up as much as I can, and then I'll show you exactly, and see, everything just will come up. The posca, not the ink, but for the most part, I just want it to look a little more like the other flowers, and since I was going to erase it anyway, I thought I'd show you how I fix a little problem. Okay, so we just take our nightshade. This is our first petal-y thing, and I want to make all of these look similar to that one. Excuse me. I just pull in these rounds to the center, so we're going to have kind of that look. Now I want that look to represent out here also. There will be some pieces that I can't do that with, but this piece I can. And since that's going to be a petal, I'm going to put another petal over here. I'm going to color that side the darkest, and this side the darkest, and then we're just going to fake a petal over here and bring it in and color it the darkest. Okay, we already know that this is a real petal part to the flower, so we can leave that one alone. We're going to make one out here. Don't make it too big. And that's our center, so we'll just color that one in. Okay, then we'll make one on this side, and we can have this a petal here, one come out this way, one this way, and one out there, and then just color in the shade you want. Color this one too. And then we'll try to make one with a little tail there, so we'll try to make one here. Just draw in your own petals. Deepen it there. We want it dark here because we got the blue there. Okay, so we have more of a flower like that one. Then we're going to take the white pencil, as long as nobody jumps all over me, and we're just going to lighten that and bring some of that light purple up. Try to cover it. Did I color in there at all? Don't know if I did. When you add white to the nightshade, it turns into that light purple. Which is a cool color. And matches the ones over there. So if you turn the white pencil to get a sharp point, you can get a lot more white on the edge there. I'll still go over it with the posca. But that will give us our looking like we have petals in here. Instead of a blob of whatever it was that I was trying to do before. Okay, so it may not be exactly like the other ones, but you get the hint when you're going across. Hold on a second. Okay, and on the moon, I'm not liking the brightness of that one line, so I'm just going to take this tool, stick it in the broken china, and just soften that line a little bit. Still see it, but just soften it up a tiny bit so it doesn't look so bleh in your face. Anywhere else I can put a little blue, I'll throw some blue down here. Just a nice soft touch. Okay. Put a little over here on this flower too. There, it needs a little more. Okay. Got the pink in her cheek, got the flowers done. Finish these little guys over here. I know there's a flower up here, but we're really not going to worry about that guy. One, there's no way I can lighten that up unless I paint it, and I don't feel like painting it. I'm kind of going to move all my pencils out of the way. They're the same pencils that we used in the other parts, so I can actually put them away this time. You noticed in the description box I always list those, minus the one little pink one we used. Okay, so I have the little dots in her. I'm going to up this. I don't even know if you saw what I did last time. Sorry, can you see the whole page there? Okay, I just used a little of the ink to lighten that. I thought maybe you saw it. But I'm going to put some white splatter up here, maybe a little down here, but mostly up at the top for like stars in the sky. Maybe bring it down just a tiny bit, but I don't want to cover her up, and I don't want the little snail to be covered up, and I like the little back or bottom ground here. So we're gonna attempt just to keep it all up at the top. I have these pieces of paper I'm gonna cover my beautiful pencils with so I don't get them all. You know, they're still new. Everything on my desk has got splatters on it, so it's not like I don't use the paint that way, and they may feel left out if they don't have little white dots on them, but for now I want to keep them all pretty. Okay, and now all I have to do is find my paintbrush. Well, I found my scissors I was looking for earlier. That's always great. And my paintbrush. Okay. A little water on that. And I'm going to mix the paint with the water. And then we're just going to tap it up here. Cover up that flower we don't even really know is there. And just kind of add these up in the sky. Maybe just bring a few of them down here. A few more on her wings, maybe down here on her dress. Maybe a few in her hair. And there we go. A few more here and there and we'll be done. And what I'll do is leave a picture at the end of the video and you can see it all finished. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Yeah, I don't want that one in her hair. Should have waited for it to dry. Yep. I'll scratch that out when it dries. It's a nice thing about acrylic, you can scratch it off the page. Okay, so I'll leave a picture at the end of the video. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video. Take care everyone. Bye now. Okay, and on the moon, I'm not liking the brightness of that one line, so I'm just going to take this tool, stick it in the broken china, and just soften that line a little bit. Still see it, but just soften it up a tiny bit so it doesn't look so bleh in your face. Anywhere else I can put a little blue, I'll throw some blue down here. Just a nice soft touch. Okay. Put a little over here on this flower too. Right there, it needs a little more. Okay. Got the pink in her cheek, got the flowers done, finish these little guys over here. I know there's a flower up here, but we're really not going to worry about that guy. One, there's no way I can lighten that up unless I paint it, and I don't feel like painting it. I'm kind of going to move all my pencils out of the way. They're the same pencils that we used in the other parts, so I can actually put them away this time. You noticed in the description box I always list those, minus the one little pink one we used. Okay, so I have the little dots in her. I'm going to up this. I don't even know if you saw what I did last time. Sorry, can you see the whole page there? Okay, I just used a little of the ink to lighten that. I thought maybe you saw it. But I'm going to put some white splatter up here, maybe a little down here, but mostly up at the top for like stars in the sky. maybe bring it down just a tiny bit, but I don't want to cover her up, and I don't want the little snail to be covered up, and I like the little back or bottom ground here. So we're gonna attempt just to keep it all up at the top. I have these pieces of paper I'm gonna cover my beautiful pencils with so I don't get them all, you know, they're still new. Everything on my desk has got splatters on it, so it's not like I don't use the paint that way, and they may feel left out if they don't have little white dots on them, but for now I want to keep them. Oh, pretty. Okay, and now all I have to do is find my paintbrush. Well, I found my scissors I was looking for earlier. That's always great. And my paintbrush. Okay. Little water on that. And I'm gonna mix the paint with the water. And then we're just gonna tap it up here. Cover up that flower we don't even really know is there. And just kind of add these up in the sky. Maybe just bring a few of them down here. A few more on her wings, maybe down here on her dress. Maybe a few in her hair. And there we go. A few more here and there and we'll be done. And what I'll do is leave a picture at the end of the video and you can see it all finished. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Maybe I don't want that one in her hair. Should have waited for it to dry. Yep. I'll scratch that out when it dries. It's a nice thing about acrylic, you can scratch it off the page. Okay, so I'll leave a picture at the end of the video. Thanks guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in another video. Take care everyone. Bye now.